Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel, and this is a tutorial for Best Friends by Hillsong Young and Free. Really quickly, here is my signal path. I've got the Portlander Veritas going into my Deep 6 compressor. I'm using my 1981 Inventions DRV for my drive because it's a pretty driven song, and then a little bit of reverb from my Big Sky. So here is what my lead tone sounds like. So I'm going to do the lead guitar first, and then in my guitar cover, if you watch that, I do a second guitar part. So I'll put a timestamp below if you want to go to the second guitar, which is a lot simpler. You can jump ahead to that. So starting off with the verse and the pre-chorus, the lead guitar, you're going to bar with your pointer finger the 11th fret, the G, B, and the E. And then on the 12th fret with your ring finger, or your middle finger, on the B 12th. So you're making a D formation on the 11th fret. So the first part is super simple. You're just going to go between your E and B, 11 and 12. You're going to pull off an 11th fret for the E and the B. Then you're going to put your ring finger on 14 of the G and pull it off, so you're 11, E and G. So for the first intro, verse, pre-chorus, this is what you're going to play on lead electric. And then once it goes into the chorus, I'm just doing one strum through the chords. So the chords are going to be B, D sharp or E flat, E, and then G sharp, F sharp. It's actually a G sharp minor, but I'm only playing kind of a power chord. So it'll sound like this. And then in the instrumental part, there is a part that's played by the synthesizer, but in my cover I played it with a guitar. Maybe you don't have a synthesizer player who can play it. So the guitar part during that instrumental sounds like this. So we're going to start on the 13th with our ring finger on the G string, and then we're going to pull off to 11. We're going to do that twice. And then hit the 13th fret on your D string. So it's going to be, and then you're going to do on the D string, 13, pull off to 11. And then you're going to hit the 14th fret of your A, back to the 11th on the D, and then 11 on the A. So that whole part sounds like this. And then the second time that line plays, you're only going to do the very first part. So it's going to sound like this. So that whole instrumental part, you're going to play it like this. And then when it does the turnaround, which is the E flat, sorry, B, E flat, G sharp minor, E. You're going to do, so on the 9th fret of the D and the 8th fret of the G. So 9th of the D, 8th of the G, and then 8th fret on the D and G, and then the 11th fret of the A, and that 8th fret on the G, and then the 7th fret on the A, 8th on the G. So the turnaround will sound like this. And then you're going to cut out for the first part of verse 2. So then you're going to come in on that G sharp. I'm just playing a single note when I come back in verse 2. So G sharp to the E. And then I'm going to play the second half of the verse just single notes. So B, E flat, G sharp to the E. And then for the pre-chorus, you're going to do that same formation with the your middle finger on the 9th of the D, your pointer on the 8th of the G. So you're going to do it strum on the G first. So it's going to be, and then you're going to hammer onto the 9th of the G. And then you're going to do 8 and 9 again. And then you're going to hammer on, well, pull off. So you're going to put your finger on your pinky on the 11th of the D, and you're going to pull off to the 9th of the D. And then 11 on A. So, it sounds a little complicated, but it's easy when you get the rhythm of it. So it's going to sound something like this. And then I go back into the chorus where we're doing that strum. And then for the rest of the song, I'm playing that synthesizer part. So, and then right at the end, the outro, we're going to make that very first shape that we made, that D shape on the 11th. And this time you're going to start with your finger on the 12th of the B and the 11th of the E. 11 on B and E. 13 on the G, 11 on E. And I'm just going to hold 11 on the G and the E. So the outro sound like this. And hopefully that is enough to get you through the lead part for Best Friends by Hillsong Young and Free. Now we'll do the second guitar if you've got two guitars going. The second one I'm running a lot more clean. So at the very beginning I'm just mimicking the bass line. So I'm starting on A, 2nd fret, on the D on the 1st fret, 2nd fret of the D, and then the 4th fret of E, 2nd fret of the E. So this is just mimicking the bass line. It's going to sound like this. Now when it gets to the pre-chorus, or for the chorus, I'm just going to do that strum. So it's B, D sharp or E flat, E. But this time, instead of going up here like the lead guitar, I'm going to do my G sharp minor here to my F sharp. So I'm going to play that pre-chorus like this. The instrumental part is B, D sharp, G sharp minor to the E. So I'm just kind of chugging it. And then when we get to the turnaround, we're just going to strum those out. And then there's no chords there for the first part of verse 2, and we're coming back in on the G sharp, and then we're going to kind of chug it a little bit. And then we're going to play the second part of that verse, so we're going to keep that chug going. So I'm just playing the first 2 strings of that chord. And then we go back into the chorus where we're just going to do our strum. And then for the outro, it goes back to that same as the instrumental. So we're just going to do that for the way out. And hopefully that is enough to get you through Best Friends by Hillsong Young and Free. As always, if there is a song you would like to learn and you can't seem to find a tutorial online, drop it in the comments below, and I would love to try and help you out to lead guitar at your local church. Any questions, comments, drop them below. Always appreciate if you share, like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.